Here is very important also to understand, because most people won't really know which are the paths that are available for you after you complete 5 years of legal residence in Portugal. We always talked about how important it was to get the passport and become a EU citizen or a Portuguese citizen, but you also have some other important options that will lead you to a very strong status in the European Union. So since the Golden Visa program remains untouched, you can still benefit of the short stay requirement, so 14 days every 2 years period, and it's possible yet to withdraw the investment after 5 years. Once you complete 5 years of legal residence, meaning here that it's from the first card issuance date. After you complete 5 years, you are entitled to apply for the Golden Visa Permanent Residence Permit, which will have directly a validity of 5 years, but it will require the Portuguese proficiency, the certificate for that, level A2, which is a basic level. But the thing is that to keep the benefit as being a GV permit holder, they charge the applicants a higher fee, significantly higher. It will be around 8,000 euros to get this 5 years validity for the residence permit. There's also a possibility, let's say that the applicant won't have the Portuguese certificate, the proficiency certificate. It's possible just to renew the temporary permit for another period of 2 years. For that, it's a reduced fee of around 3,000 euros, but it means that the applicant will need to keep renewing it. And if the goal is to apply for citizenship after 10, well, they will need to renew it at least 2 times. And there is also the EU long-term residence permit, which is also available for Golden Visa holders. And it also has a 5 years validity. It also requires the Portuguese proficiency. But here we are talking now about permits that are not under the Golden Visa program. So after 5 years, if the applicant wants to withdraw the investment but keep not the Golden Visa status, but the resident status, it's possible to switch and get this EU long-term residence permit, or even the standard permanent residence permit. But those require the applicant to actually live in the country, and they would lose the benefit of the short stay requirement. There is only a requirement that during these 5 years, the applicant, the holder, the permanent permit holder, cannot be out of the country for more than 24 consecutive months every period of 3 years, or 30 interpolated months. The EU long-term residence permit and the standard one, if you see, they are basically the same, but actually the EU long-term residence permit has more benefits if the intention of such an applicant would be to relocate to another EU country. I mean, let's say a foreigner from the US, for example, if they would like to apply for a permit in another EU country, they can do it directly without needing to apply for a residence visa. So if they have ways to justify why they are moving to this other EU country, well, they have the right to move and apply for a card directly without needing to go to the consulate and applying for a visa before. So this is good, because it's almost like you have the rights of an EU passport holder. But in this case, it means that if the intention is to move to a different country, you will just need to switch the permit again to the EU long-term residence permit issued by this other EU member state. And you will lose the time that you had in Portugal. So if your intention is to keep 10 years of legal residence in Portugal, you cannot move to another one and switch the card. So it's good based on specific situations. So it already grants you those rights if the intention from the beginning was to move to another country. By having this EU long-term permit, you can already do that before you have a passport.